The valley of Greenhill was a peaceful place, soft winds, tall grass, bright sun, and birds singing all day. Sheep lived there in large groups, running, eating, playing, and sleeping without a single worry in the world. Among them lived a small sheep named Lonnie. Lonnie was known as the timid one. She was gentle, quiet, and always afraid of everything: thunder, shadows, strong winds, even butterflies when they flapped too close to her face. The other sheep did not make fun of her, but they never expected much from her either. They would say things like, "Poor Lonnie, she's too scared to climb the hill. Lonnie always hides behind rocks. She could never protect anyone, not even herself." Lonnie didn't argue. She knew she was scared of almost everything. She hated it, but she didn't know how to change. Every day, she watched the bravest sheep, Roka, guide the flock to new grass, warn them of danger, and keep everyone safe. Roka had strong legs, wide horns, and a firm voice that could make even a silly lamb listen. Lonnie admired him, but she always stayed far behind, worried that she would mess up or embarrass herself if she got too close. Greenhill was peaceful, but everyone knew danger lived near the dark forest at the edge of the valley. And inside that forest, there was a wolf. Not just any wolf, Fong, the most feared hunter for miles. His eyes were yellow like fire, his teeth long and sharp, and his fur dark like shadows. Every animal in the valley knew his name, and every sheep feared the day he might come. For many years, the wolf stayed deep inside the forest. The shepherds said the wolf had grown old, tired, and slow. But danger never dies completely, not in the wild. One early morning, something terrible happened. The sun had not yet risen, and everything was quiet. The flock was sleeping close together on the grass. Even Roka slept deeply because he believed the valley was safe. But Lonnie could not sleep. She felt uneasy. Something in the air felt strange, too still, too silent, like the world was holding its breath. She opened her eyes and saw a shadow moving near the trees. At first, she thought she was imagining things. But then she saw glowing yellow eyes. The wolf had come. He stepped out from between the trees, slow and quiet. His body moved like smoke, and every step made the grass bend under his weight. Lonnie's heart began to pound. She tried to bleat loudly, but fear locked her voice inside her throat. Fong sniffed the air, searching for the biggest meal. His eyes landed on a little lamb sleeping near his mother. Lonnie watched in horror as the wolf began creeping forward. She looked around. All the sheep were asleep. Even Roka. If I scream, the wolf will attack faster, Lonnie thought. If I run, the lamb will die before anyone wakes up. Her legs trembled. Her body shook. Her heart raced. But she could not look away from the lamb. She remembered the tiny lamb's laughter the week before, how he had slipped on a rock and rolled down the grass, giggling. She remembered how he had looked up to her with trust, like she mattered. And somehow, something inside Lonnie changed. Fear didn't go away, but something stronger grew inside her. Courage. Lonnie took a step forward. Her entire body begged her to stop, but she kept moving. She walked until she stood between the lamb and the wolf. She didn't know what she was doing. She only knew she had to protect him. The wolf finally saw her. His lips pulled back, showing his sharp teeth in a wicked grin. Well, he growled, a small snack is guarding a bigger snack. How sweet. Lonnie's legs shook so hard she almost fell. But she didn't move aside. Go away, she said, her voice small but steady. The wolf laughed, a deep, cold laugh that made the trees tremble. Move, little sheep. I am hungry. Lonnie swallowed hard. Her throat felt dry. She wanted to run. She wanted to scream. But she stood her ground. No, she said again. The wolf lowered his head, preparing to pounce. Lonnie had no horns. She had no strength. She had no special skills. But she had something she didn't know she possessed until that moment, a brave heart. And she had an idea. As the wolf leaped at her, Lonnie jumped sideways and kicked dirt toward his face. The wolf snarled as dust flew into his eyes. He swiped blindly, missing her. Lonnie ran toward a tall rock and climbed it quickly. The wolf, furious, ran after her. He leaped toward the rock, but Lonnie jumped off the other side, making him miss and slam his chest against the hard stone. The crash was loud, loud enough to wake the flock. Sheep began bleating in confusion. Roka jumped to his feet at once. "Wolf," someone cried. Roka saw Fong shaking off the dust, preparing to attack again. He also saw Lonnie standing bravely in front of the lamb, panting, tired, but refusing to run. "Hold him back!" Roka shouted. The sheep scrambled away in fear, but Roka charged toward the wolf. Fong snarled and jumped toward Lonnie again. Lonnie dodged once more, but this time the wolf's claws grazed her side, leaving a small cut. She winced but stayed standing. Roka reached them and slammed his horns into the wolf's shoulder. Fong growled in pain, spinning around to snap at him. Now the fight had become 2 against 1, Roka with strength, Lonnie with quickness and courage. The wolf lunged, trying to reach the lamb behind Lonnie, but Lonnie stepped into his path again, pushing the lamb behind her. "You will not touch him," she said, louder this time. Roka charged again, catching the wolf by surprise. Together, they forced the wolf backward, toward the trees. Fong growled, furious that 2 sheep, one strong, one small, were defying him so boldly. Fong leaped at Lonnie again, but she ducked and kicked more dirt toward his face. Roka rammed his side again. The wolf staggered. His legs shook. He looked at Lonnie with disbelief. "You?" he snarled. "You, the little sheep who trembles at everything?" Lonnie took a deep breath. "Yes," she said. "But even someone who is afraid can be brave when it matters." Her words hit the wolf harder than any attack. Roka stepped beside her, horns lowered, eyes burning with determination. The flock had gathered behind them, watching in awe. Not one of them had ever seen Lonnie stand tall. Now she looked like a completely different sheep, a brave defender, standing face to face with the valley's greatest enemy. Fong looked around. He realized he was surrounded. With one final growl, he backed away into the darkness of the forest. The valley was safe again. For a moment, the world fell silent. Then the flock erupted into cheers, soft bleats at first, then louder and louder. "Lonnie saved the lamb. She fought the wolf. She's so brave. We never knew she had it in her." Lonnie felt her face grow warm. She was tired, her side hurt, and her legs still shook, but her heart felt strong, steadier than ever. Roka stepped closer and touched his head gently to hers. "You were the bravest of us all," he said. "I could not have held off the wolf without you." Lonnie looked down shyly. "I was scared." "That's what makes it real bravery," Roka said. "Anyone can pretend to be brave when they have nothing to fear. But you acted while you were afraid. That makes you truly strong." The lamb she had saved ran up to her and nuzzled her gently. "Thank you, Lonnie," he whispered. The other sheep surrounded her, not to mock or ignore her, but to celebrate her. Lonnie felt something she had never felt before, respect. Not because she was perfect, strong, or fearless, but because she had done the right thing when it mattered most. From that day on, everything changed. Lonnie still got scared sometimes. She still jumped at sudden noises and still hid during thunderstorms. But she also walked with her head a little higher. She joined Roka in guiding the flock. She watched over the younger sheep. She even learned to climb higher hills, step by step. The Valley of Greenhill never forgot the day the timid sheep stood up to the wolf. And Lonnie never forgot the truth she discovered that morning. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to act, even when fear is standing right beside you. And so, the timid sheep became the bravest one of all.
Please like and subscribe for more videos. Also comment where you're watching from.